Peace and light, peace, love, and light, fam. As you come in, please put a number 9 in the chat. If you can hear me and see me well, please put a number 9 in the chat. I hope you all are doing very, very well. And I hope you're doing your work. All right. If you can hear me and see me well, put a number 9 in the chat. Thank you, Mjanja. Thank you. Welcome. Okay. So, of course, this will be, posted for everyone who comes in after. Um, I'm not one to really waste a lot of time waiting for the people to come into the room. So, um, as you saw the title, the beginning of the title, they called the police on me. I wanted to share with you all what happened to myself and my son and myself um, as we boarded our flight out of Portugal. Well, actually, it wasn't Portugal. It was actually Spain. We went to Spain um, and Madrid. So, as you all know, if you've looked at, my previous videos, um, I let you all know that my son and I have a medical condition, and we have a doctor's note, stating that we cannot wear a mask. Okay. And things are really weird and bizarre traveling right now because it's like so many places no longer even require it. Um, and so we've grown accustomed to not, even having it on our minds. So we were quite surprised once we boarded our flight um, to away from, out of Spain, that they were pressing us, for a mask. And so, of course, I, politely let them know and showed them the doctor's note that my son and I have. Um, and they just did not want to see the note. I have like an electronic copy of the note so that it preserves the actual physical copy. So I'm not having to lug it everywhere and like in my baggage and stuff. And it gets all damaged because I have to laminate it. And so I have an electronic copy of it and has all the credentials. It has the stamp, it has the doctor's phone number and information, all of that, everything, in case they wanted to call to verify. And so either ways, so I presented the electronic copy of the doctor's note, and they were just very belligerent and was like, I don't, oh no, we can't take that. We can't see it. You're supposed to have a medical report from the airline. Now, again, I need to update the title because this is Iberia, okay? Iberia Airlines, okay, that we're flying on. We've never flown on their airline before. What I have found is, as of late, I don't know what's going on in the minds of people, but you call places and you're trying to be proactive, and I'm a very proactive person. And you find that people don't give you the correct information. They don't, or they just don't know, and they're just telling you any old thing. I mean, it's just like I don't know who these customer service representatives that they're putting in place now, like post pandemic, but it's just becoming a circus now. And I've experienced this in many different, types of organizations. It's like you call and people really have no freaking clue as to what they're talking about. Okay. So as I got my ticket, like it didn't say anywhere like other airlines. Again, we've traveled many places. We're not new to this. Okay, and we have no problem with complying, with the policies of the airline as it relates to what they need so that we can have our mask exemption. We've done it many times before on other airlines, so we have no problem with that. Okay, so again, I'm presenting them the electronic copy of the doctor's note. They're becoming very belligerent. Okay, so the energy spirits are already telling me this is going to be an uphill battle now. Because once belligerence comes in, then the reasoning, it just cannot, it can't coexist. It just can't. So I'm like, okay, they're like, oh, you have to have a medical report from Iberia. I'm like, no one told me that I had to have a medical report from Iberia. When I booked the ticket, normally it'll say, everything that you need to know before you board the flight and what you need. It didn't say anything. It didn't even say a mask was required. But either ways, it didn't say, this is you need a medical report from Iberia for the exemption, like none of that. Okay, none of that. And so I was trying to explain to them that I didn't see and wasn't told about this, and that I'm not trying to cause any issues, any problems. And I definitely don't want to hold up anybody on this plane from getting to where we all want to get to. And so I said, may I please speak with the captain? Because normally the captain is the final say. He's in charge of that aircraft. And so they were like, no, you can't speak with the captain. You can't. I said, well, may I please speak with the next person, in charge, please. You're expecting me to put my life and my son's life in danger by suffocating us. I've just showed you the doctor's note, and it says they are not to wear masks given their respiratory condition. So he's like, no, we're not trying to do it. I said, yes, you are. I said, I'm showing you a doctor's note, and then you don't even want to hear it or see it. It is not me. The guy's like, it is not me. I'm not the one who makes the decision. We're going to call the supervisor. I said, well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So they allowed everyone, to board the aircraft, literally everyone. And we're standing off to the side, and we're waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting. And the lady, I would say we waited for a good, 40, 45 minutes, because everybody had to board the aircraft. And the lady finally comes, and she has the biggest, nastiest attitude. It's like, as soon as she saw us and saw, this is what I'm reading. Okay. And I know what I'm reading. When she came from like where the cockpit was, like from that area. And then she veered like this. And as the guy is talking to her in Spanish and explaining to her who, that it's me. And then she comes and she's like, I want to see the paper. I want to see the paper now. And if I don't see any paper, that I don't, they wouldn't be wasting my time. I'm like, what? Are you really talking to me like this? You guys, I am not over exaggerating. Like Josiah, how was she talking to us? What did she say when she approached us? My son was there. Like, it was crazy. How was she when she, you say, you don't have to be on camera, because I know he doesn't want to be on camera because he's chilling right now. But what did she say? How did she say it when she walked up to us? And you guys should be able to hear him.
She was very snippy and nasty with her words. She was like, you better show me the paper, or there's nothing else I need to hear from you.
That's what she said to us. Yeah, I hope you guys, were you able to hear my son? So she was like, yeah, I don't need to hear anything else from you. You better show me the paper. You better show me the paper. I'm like, oh, is this what we're doing? Like, you really have to be this nasty. Oh, you saw my melanin and you figured, oh, this is the way that I'm going to talk to her. Because I know it played a part. So I'm like, okay, I have the paper. I said, I have an electronic copy. Let me show it to you. This is how, I'm talking to her, very calm. And she's like, I don't want to see no electronic copy. I want to see the paper. So I'm like, okay, no problem. Now, you guys, the paper is actually inside of my luggage. I have totally packed my luggage up and I secured all of my important documents that I always bring with me, like in a secret zip compartment within my luggage. So then she wants me to pull everything out of my luggage to locate this paper. Meanwhile, we were already late boarding and now we're even later. And now it's like I'm holding everybody up because she wants to see this paper. So I opened up my luggage and I'm taking everything out. And she's like, yeah, I want to see the paper. Then she starts to ask me for several things at one time. This is what the tyrants do. It's kind of, it's like when those so-called police, those tyrants, and they come and they approach you and they're asking you, give me your name, give me your date of birth, stand up against the wall, put your hands up, like really trying to throw you off, asking for multiple things at the same time. So then she's asking me, oh, what is your give me your surname. Give me where's your boarding pass? And I'm just like, ma'am, you're asking me for multiple things at a time. Like, what do you want from me? And I have a bit of a video. Josiah didn't get the whole thing because you're kind of like stunned in the moment, and so he didn't get it from like the very beginning. But like, this is the lady. So that, I hope you guys can see. Let me see.
Your surname is? I'm sorry? Your surname. It's Anderson. Show me the boarding pass, one of them, please. The person who was yours. Anderson. No.
That's not it.
This is Anderson. What do you want from me now? The medical certificate. And again. Are you recording me?
Yeah. So now she's asking my son, are you? So now she's asking my son, are you recording me? So I said, he's recording me because it's for me and my protection. And not only that, it is for me so that I could share with my attorney. Because if something happens to us medically, we are going to sue because you're now forcing us to wear this muzzle when we've showed you medical documentation with the facility stamp, with the doctor stamp, with his phone number, everything, all of his credentialing, all of that is on the letter. Okay, so and she was just like, okay, I want to see the medical. So I'm pulling out, as you can see, I'm pulling out the medical, and then she's asking me for the boarding pass and all of that. I'm trying to get all these things that she's asking me for. And so I'm still looking for the actual medical paper. I have a lot of papers because I have a lot of business. So all of my shit is out for everybody to see, my clothes and everything. And I'm still looking for the particular document that the actual like physical letter from the doctor. So then she's like, what there, as you can see there, she asked me for my surname and asked me for my boarding pass because she was on the phone with someone. Well, she then says, and at that point, Josiah stopped recording because he saw me getting upset. And she was like, you're recording me, you're recording me, you're recording me. And I said, no, he's recording me. So at that point, she is on the phone. She says, I'm calling the police. I said, you're calling the police for what? Why are you calling the police? We haven't done anything. I'm calling the police. So then these security people come, and then you guys, when she said that she was calling the police, as sitting there trying to find the physical document, something inside of me just like, it was like it was like a balloon that had burst. Like, this is the best way that I can articulate it to you. And I started to see like all these pictures of like instances of when the police was called, on my people, and them being killed and shot, and like all of these things, right? And so I'm just like, you're gonna call the police on me for what? Because you don't have the medical records. You don't have the Iberia medical record that we request. I said, ma'am, again, I told the gentleman, no one told me. I travel all the time. I did not see it on your website. It was nowhere. Well, that is what we require. So she totally ignored that part. That is what we require. I said, and I'm trying to show you my medical documentation that I always show, and I've never had this problem. You can see my passport is full of stamps. Well, you should not travel on Iberia. Huh? You should not travel on Iberia. Maybe you should choose another airline the next time. You should not travel on Iberia, Dean. I said, okay, and that is fine. And I will not travel on Iberia ever again in life. I said, but the way that you're talking to me is absolutely disgusting and unnecessary. Unnecessary. So the security now has come up, okay? And I'm still looking for the documentation. And I am now feeling torn in many different ways, because I'm like, now here are all these people on this flight. They're trying to get to their final destination. And now this situation is holding them up, right? And that's just the way that I am. So I'm just like, you know what? I said, if my son and I are forced to put on this mask, which prohibits us from being able to breathe properly, and something happens to us, I am going to sue you. And I have the wherewithal to do so. So I said, I do not want to hold these people up. I'm still looking for the document. At this time, my adrenaline is going because the police are, and I said, and you guys are here to do what? They're like, this is the security. They're like, and so the first guy that I talked to, that I showed the thing, and he said, it is not my decision. I looked him in his eye and I said, you see the disgusting way that she's treating me and my son? I said, and then she's calling the police on me and my son, threatening me and my son. And then the river started to flow. It was like, I was so livid and angry that tears just flowed. And I was just like, you guys, I said, do you see the way she's talking to me? I said, you wouldn't accept my letter. I said, you're acting like we're trying to cause a problem, and we're not. And he's like, no, I didn't say, I know you're not trying to cause a problem. No, we're not trying to upset you. No. I said, you are. You have upset me. You've disrespected me. You've disrespected my son, and you've threatened me with the police for no reason at all. So then I can't breathe. You guys, I can't breathe. And my son is becoming upset. And then they're talking frantically, like in Spanish. And I can pick up a bit, and he was telling the lady, like, you better deal with this. Look at what you've done. Look at what you've done. So the nasty one, who's supposedly the ground manager, who you saw in the video, comes rushing out. No, trying to touch me on my face. I'm like, don't touch me. No, everything is fine. Okay. Because what she was telling me when she said, I'm going to call the police, let me just calm down and bring it back, because I'm like in the moment. She's like, I'm calling the police on you, and your bags, you and his bags are going to be off the plane. So she told me that we were going to be thrown off, like the bags were going to be taken off the plane. We weren't going to be able to get on the plane. So then she's like, as I'm like upset, and she's like, no, 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 I'm not, I don't want to, I not want this. No, I said, no, you threatened to call the police on me and my son, and you did it. For what? I said, do you know what happens to melanated people when you call the police on them? And she's like, nobody's coming. Nobody's coming. Don't worry, nobody. So that tells me that you called the police to intimidate and frighten me and my son. You knew we had done nothing wrong, but they actually did. Now security came, but I guess the actual police, the Madrid police, like I don't know if she ever called them or if security told them not to come, because her words were, the police are coming and your bags are going to be taken off the plane. And she's like, oh, nobody's coming. Don't worry. It's okay. Okay, you can get on. Don't worry. Oh, now she's trying to like backtrack. Their pass is their skin color and the color of their mind. Because even some melanated people act like the colonizer. So the color of their mind and or the color of their skin, that's their past. Their weapons are the tyrannical police force, wherever they are, and their tears, which is their cry for help. These are their weapons. They weaponize their privilege every chance that they get, no matter where you are. So we were able to get on the plane. But I tell you, that is not the end. Because the only way that these people are going to stop treating melanated people like this is when there are consequences and repercussions. That's the only way. But most often we go quietly into the night and we don't say a word. Our people are suffering from so much trauma that they don't even have the ability, to exercise like logic and reasoning anymore. They want to belong so bad that they stay quiet when they should be raising their voices because they're so pressed to be a part of a particular land and nation. They want to be accepted so bad. It's the same thing I saw when I was on the continent. Do you know that no one said anything when it was actually happening? But when I got on the plane, people, the flight attendant, are you okay? Are you all right? What can I do for you? What can I get for you? In the moment, though, no one stopped this woman from weaponizing the police against us for absolutely no reason at all. Something was happening within me that I cannot articulate to you all. I literally wept for like over 3 hours, uncontrollably on the plane. I literally had my back turned towards the window and I could not stop crying. I tried to be as quiet as I possibly could because the amount of hurt that was welling up inside of me was so profound. For what? Why did you threaten and even call the police on myself and my son? What did we do? See, when people are complicit with their own oppression, They get very angry at those that are going against the oppression. And they say they want you to join the oppression. And they're like, oh, no, you're not going to be an exception to the rule. No, you're not going to come on this plane and everybody else has this muzzle on and not wear it. Oh, no, you and your son, you're not going to do that. When I made the video, when I was in Mérida, Mexico, and I was saying I was suffocating in Mérida, and I had so many ignorant ass people in my comment section talking about, oh, your what is your privilege is showing. Oh, it's showing. Oh, how dare you disrespect our culture. Oh, so now wearing a muzzle is your culture? Wearing a mask is your culture. How the hell did that become a part of your culture? Makes no sense. Let me say this and let me be very clear. The prana that is on this earth, throughout this entire earth, is mine to breathe freely at any moment of any day, of any month, of any year. Divinely, it is my divine right. The Creator put it here for me. The breath is everything. No one has the right to tell me that I can't freely breathe prana. No one has a right to put me and my son's life in danger. And when we're presenting you with our medical record that's clearly stating that they are not supposed to be wearing masks. I told you guys when I was in Mexico and I put that damn thing on to get into that mall and I couldn't breathe. If you're one that's complicit with it, you like it, then good for you. Continue. I'm not against you. I have nothing to say. If that's what you feel protects you, do your thing. But respect my right as a divine being, as a matriarch, as an indigenous being, as a light, to say that I am not wearing it and neither is my son. That we cannot. That's my divine right. It goes with me wherever I go. I'm a cosmic citizen, period. So there is going to be consequences and repercussions, and I'm glad I have the means. And this is what you all need to be doing. But they keep doing this. What if? See, thank goodness that there has always been angels surrounding me and my son. There has always been this protective energy around me and my son. And I can't tell you how grateful I feel. See, because when she did weaponize the police against us by her skin and mind privilege of colonization, her mind is that of the colonizer. That's why she behaved in the way she behaved. She thinks the same way about melanated people. You can treat them any kind of way. You can talk to them any kind of way. You can do any kind of thing, and there will be no consequences or repercussions. They don't stick together. They'll sit there and watch another sister or brother be torn down. They won't say or do anything, so they don't band together. They'll just brush it off. They won't do anything. This is what they think. This is what they have been made to believe, because we have helped them to believe that because of our action or non-action. They keep doing it, and we keep taking it, and we keep accepting it. So something is equally as is wrong with us as it is with them. Again, if you feel like you wearing it is good for you and yours, I don't have a problem with it. Wear it and wear it in peace. But you will not compromise my divine right to breathe the prana that the source put here for me and mine to breathe freely. No one will. Period, point blank. So respect my divine right. I don't care what land it is. And I see so many, you need to respect the laws of this land. I have there are divine universal laws. There is no universal law that states that I have to suffocate me and my son. And I wouldn't do it, period. It's foolishness, utter foolishness, you all. It's utter foolishness. I'm tired. Like, I'm so tired of it. So that is what we went through. Of course, she tried to backtrack. Oh, oh, it's okay. Oh, you can get on. Oh, it's all right. And then gonna tell me, oh, nobody's coming. Don't worry. Well, then why did you say you were calling the police on me? And why is the security standing here? And let me finish what I was saying about us always having like this protective energy around us. Because what I was saying was, thank goodness that the security guards that came, they were in their right mind. They knew that she was off her rocker. That's why I said, and you guys are here to do what? And he said, he did like this. And the whole time, they never came close to me or my son. They never did. They stood there, and I was reading their body language and just the energy, and they were ashamed. They knew what was happening to us was wrong. And they were just like, just watching in disbelief and dismay. So I say, I'm grateful every time. We are divinely protected by the universe. This is how we've been able to move the way we've been able to move. But there are so many open wounds and scars inside of the melanated man and womb man. And that there isn't any time for one wound to heal before they are creating another wound. And everybody thinks that we're supposed to continue to be all right. The other day, I was sitting and the tears I did not initiate these tears. I don't know what's really going on. I really have to do some work since now that I'm back and go into meditation and be to myself to really figure out what is this shift and transition that is going on inside of me. What am I being used for? Because there is something happening within me. And I literally just started to weep again. Because I felt all of the trauma of my people. It's really difficult for me to really articulate it. So I'm trying my very best. And I'm asking, what do you want from me? What is it that you're wanting from me? But I tell you what, I'm a fighter. I am a lioness. So when you come for me and mine, You have a fight on your hands. So there will be some repercussions. And her name was Anna. And I asked her, what is your last name, please? Your surname, because she's asking me mine. She said, Anna. This is before she was humbled. She's Anna. That's it, Anna. Nasty as hell. And I know she's going to get back everything that she dished out to me and my son. It was unwarranted, it was unjustified, and it was uncalled for. But she did it to the right one. I would encourage you all to put an attorney on retainer, an international lawyer, those of you that are traveling, put an international attorney on retainer. And when your rights are not being respected and honored and upheld, they're being threatened. When bodily harm is being threatened upon you, and yes, you can see what happens to me and my people when the police are called. And it can happen anywhere. And it has happened in other places outside of America. So it ain't only in America. Let's get that out of the way. I've seen our people suffer at the hands of other police forces outside of America. There is this global mentality that has formed and formulated in the minds of people throughout this entire earth as it relates to the melanated man and woman. And it's time to break that shit down. And you all have got to start to fight back. You've got to stop allowing this shit to just happen to you and brush it underneath the rug. You've got to stop being so complicit in your own oppression. I was thinking and reflecting on all of the so-called saviors of our nation. You know, the Marcus Messiah Garveys and my great-great-grandfather, Wallace Okuna Johnson, and so many others, you know, that came to liberate the minds of the people so that their bodies could follow. And in each instance where they were assassinated, do you know that in each instance that they had help in form of an informant, a snitch, or whatever you want to call it, that was melanated? There was always one of our own willing to be a traitor to his own nation, his own people, just for some colonial privileges. In each instance, in every instance, we are an abused people, we are a hurt people, but we are also a very sick people. Oh, but we're also a magnificently talented people. Beautiful people. So much we have given to this planet and to the other people of this planet. So much we have given. And look at the way we are being thanked. Look at the way that we are being treated. I don't care, even if my people are doing wrong, meaning if they went to the store and they stole something. That is still no right for them to end up 6 feet under because they stole something. When the very people who are in the position, who are supposed to be upholding justice, stole people from various hemispheres, when they stole millions upon millions of acres of land that does not belong to them. I don't care what wrong you may see my people doing. The way that they are treated is unjustifiable, especially given the track record of those who call themselves upholding justice. I mean it with every fiber of my being. There's no reason for it. And I see my people in the comments. Oh, well, yeah, he shouldn't have done that. I mean, y'all, look what he did, though. He stole this. Look what he did. Y'all, this is what I mean. See, when you start talking like that, you need to know that you are sick. It's like you don't see the way that they treat their own when their own is in the wrong. Their own can never do any wrong. For them to treat them in such a deplorable way, we've seen it too many times. How many more times do you need to see it, beloved? They can kill 9 of us and then be taken out for a burger. They can kill several of us in the stores and still be apprehended safely and soundly. They're handled with kid gloves. The pelican that killed the brother, then stabbed him in the shoulder, who was her boyfriend. They're just now pressing charges against her. That happened months ago. We got a brother, Rashad Jamal, that they're holding without bond. He's the only inmate that does not have bond under speculation. And I've looked in comments and our people are like, oh, well, they say he did this and they say he did that. You all keep believing those that have never meant you well to persecute your own people. You're sick. I am for balance and righteousness. So if we actually had concrete evidence that one of our own was doing wrong, whatever it may be, then of course, that person, they need to be prosecuted. But we're doing this thing off of some he say, she say, without any type of discernment whatsoever. They're holding him without bond, which is against their own law. It is against their own law, and they do it all the time. And you all still look to these people for justice. They've lied to you at every turn. They took your identity and told you were someone else every 7 to 10 years or more. They're calling you by another name. They're telling you that your history started at slavery. That's what they told you. They disenfranchised you from your land. They put you in their systems of miseducation and fed you a dream that's really a nightmare. And you all eat it up. Still to this day. It's like you are a glutton for punishment. It's like you love it. You're still believing in these people. You still believe in these people. And I'm talking about all of them, not just the pelicans, but I'm talking about the melanated ones too, who have the mind of the colonizer. They're all the same. all the same. I told you it was a melanated traitor in every single involved in every or nearly every, if not every, assassination of each one that came to uplift us and try and attempt to free us. There was one of our own. You're sick, man. And you really need to heal yourself. And there's so many cancerous, like so many that have infiltrated cancerous cells that have infiltrated our nation. And it's time for them to be eradicated too. This universe is mental. You better guard this with every fiber of your being. You need to be conscious, highly conscious and aware. Sometimes I catch myself about to fall for the trick bag. And I have to say, self, if you don't get yourself together, do you not see what these people are trying to do? Do you not see that they're trying to pull the wool over your eyes, beloved? Don't you fall for that. I have to tell myself. Because we've been so abused for so long. This is not the end of that. They disrespected, they dishonored, they humiliated, they wrongfully threatened my son and myself. And I am immensely grateful to Source and all that love and care for us in this universe, because not every entity in this universe loves and cares for you. So when you say universe, you better know who you're talking about, because there's always a polarity. Some of the universe ain't for you. So all of those that love and care for myself and my son, I give a heartfelt thank you that we were protected. Stop participating in your own oppression. Stop participating in your own oppression. Stop participating in your own oppression. Stop. Wake up. On the other hand, let me see who's in the chat. Welcome, BB. Welcome. Oh, hey, I was thinking about you today. How are you doing? Thank you, BB. To be thought about is such a blessing to me. Thank you for thinking about me. And I was thinking about you the other day. I am well now and just really making it through each day. Thank you so much for even inquiring, BB. I really appreciate it. I would have told her to first calm the hell down when you're talking to me. And I did. I did. Joyce Boggs, hello to the host in chat. Peace and love to you, Joyce Boggs. Thank you so much for viewing and for coming and participating. Samaj Knoll, liberation will only come to those who are not silenced and who will speak up for what they know is right. Absolutely, because a closed mouth does not get fed. When you're speaking, do you know that sound is light? I'm trying to get you all to understand energy and how profoundly important it is. I want you guys to get your power back, but you have to understand your essence, which is light energy, which never dies. It is the thing that makes this whole thing go round. I want you to know how to master it, to read it. So when you speak, like this brother is saying, change can't come through silence. So when I'm speaking and I'm making a sound, that's a form of light. That is a language in itself. Because I am a God, I have said that ye are gods. So I know that I am. I know that I'm a divine being. So when I speak, the universe has to respond. I have said that your word shall not return unto you void, because I have said that ye are gods. So God's word shall not return void. That's how powerful speaking truth is. Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? I hope you do. I hope you do. This is why, again, you're not going to shut my mouth, my throat chakra down from speaking the truth. And ain't nobody scared of ascension, because we don't die. So that trick bag, you can go ahead and hang that shit up. That does not live in my mind anymore, anywhere in my being. AS, love you, Queen. I love you too. Love your direct talking. There's no other way to be. There is no other way to be. Closed mouths do not get fed. Change cannot come if you stay silent and if you stay stagnant. Stop letting these people treat you like shit without consequences and repercussions. Stop letting them disrespect you. Stop letting them dishonor you. Stop letting them murder you. Stop letting them abuse you. Stop letting them rob you. Stop letting them steal from you. They've done enough. They're in no position to even sit in a seat of justice. They even try to dishonor us after they murder us. That's their MO. Muddy their name some more. Try to make them look like the biggest thug and gangster that you can to justify. And guess what? It's only justified in the minds of those that are colonized by their propaganda as it relates to us. Because they've always tried to taint our image, okay, in the minds of everyone on this planet. So those that have bought into that propaganda, that only works on them. It's the same thing they did to Trayvon Martin. Try to make him look like a thug, or like his hoodie, it trying to make him turn out to be a thug, or to be a thug, because he had a hoodie on, and hoodies are worn by thugs. He smoked marijuana. This is the shit that they do. And it works in the minds of those that have accepted the propaganda as truth. So their minds have been colonized. You kill our beautiful children, our beautiful star seeds. You kill them. And then you mock them, like the brother that they left in the street for 4 hours, Mike Brown, left him baking in the hot sun. Why do you think they did that shit? It was to send a message. You left his body baking in the hot sun, talking about he stole something from a corner store? So what if he did? When are you going to pay for your crimes? Against humanity, against my people. When are you going to pay for yours? The old switcheroo, the old reverse psychology. And you all still run to these people wanting them to execute judgment on your behalf. I've seen videos of people. I'm gonna get the ABC boys on you. I'm gonna call them on you. Really? And that doesn't mean to let wrong go by, but isn't there another way that we can work this out than turning to those that have been so unjust against us for justice? Is that not sick? Sometimes I feel like I'm on an island by myself. I really do. I really do. Akeem the servant, all facts, sister. Peace to you. Welcome to you. Welcome. The whole planet is fed up with the foolishness. Exactly why Mother Earth is cleaning house. Hello. Now, Akeem the servant, you're helping me to transition because that's exactly where I'm going, and you know exactly what you're talking about. Do you hear me? You know exactly what you're talking about. It tells me that you are awake and that you do hear nature. You hear the mother, the great mother. You hear daughter Earth. You hear the message. There's flooding going on in Dallas, Texas. Flooding going on everywhere. There was flooding in Oklahoma. There was flooding in Nevada. In so many other places, flooding up to the waist or more. Cars submerged in water. Why do you think this is happening? Nothing happens for nothing. And you need to understand the language of the universe, of nature. It speaks through the elements. So when you're seeing all of these catastrophes and this flooding happening, that's a message to you. It is a sign that you need to be hearkening to. It's not a game. China is going through the worst heat wave. And as a result, because it has been so profoundly hot, it has dried up their reservoirs. That's I think it's hydropower, okay, via their reservoirs. And so they've had to shut down factories. And let me just read here. I know in their Southwest region, they've had to shut down factories, and then they're on rolling blackouts so that they can preserve the power for the people, for the residents. So they've shut down a great deal of factories. Now, this is not only a China problem, beautiful ones. This is also America's problem. Why do you ask? Well, a good percentage of imports in America come from China. Come from China. So if their factories are shut down, then that's going to greatly impact America. When they can't get the machinery and all those things. China produced. Now they're just talking about their GDP. For those of you that don't know what GDP is, it's the gross domestic product, okay? And what that is, it's like the value of everything produced by a particular country, okay? That's what the GDP is, okay? So China was at 19% of the global GDP, In 2020, 65% of sales were attributed to the exports from China, which totaled $21 billion. $21 billion. Okay? So this is not only a China problem. They make the machinery, uh, metal, toys, which, you know, I mean, all of the furniture, most of the things. Have you ever looked to see what label and stamp is on the things that you get when you're strolling through Walmart and all the other department stores? Do you not see that the majority of the things have a made in China stamp on it? This is what happens. Although I ain't mad, at China for, controlling the production market. They put in the work to get there. But that's what happens when you depend on another nation and it becomes imbalanced. That dependence becomes imbalanced. So now, I mean, there are no production factories, a lot of production factories in the Americas to help combat this. There aren't. So you need to, again, this is the shift. These are your signs. These are your warnings. You either take heed or you don't, but it's happening right before your eyes. So you're not going to be able to go into the stores and just haphazardly pick up whatever it is that you want to pick up. Pretty soon, you're not going to be able to get most of the things that you're accustomed to. Bliss is the ones who have the minds of ingenuity, who can build things. That's one thing I can say when I was on the continent in Alkebulan, that they know how to build. They be building some stuff. I was amazed and in awe. And this is where we dropped the ball in America, because I grew up in a time where fathers taught their sons how to do basic plumbing, basic building, basic mechanics, changing brakes on a car, changing your oil and all those things. Do you know how many young men don't even know how to do that? Do you know? They can't even change a tire. This is where we've gotten to. So you're talking about building machinery, building houses and other structures and infrastructure, and you can't even change a damn tire or some brakes or oil in a car? We're in trouble. We're in trouble. We better figure some stuff out real quick. Samaj, no, raise your frequency, raise your vibration, because as the sister said, ye are gods. Stop, understand. It's time to overstand. Yes. And when you understand something, that means your feet are firmly planted upon that. That's what understand means. It's not derogatory. It doesn't mean that you have less of an ability to comprehend a particular thing. When you understand something, that means your feet are firmly are planted on top of that truth. That's what that means. As above, so below, inside and out. Okay. AS, there's a lot of rubbish on YouTube, so it's good to find a channel that is informative and truthful. There is a lot of rubbish. And first of all, thank you very much. I'm glad that this is beneficial to you. I'm glad that it's beneficial. As all those ridiculous channels, they keep trending and the masses tuned into that garbage. Yes, but that's the way that it's supposed to be. Remember, everything has polarity and everybody is playing their part. And when I learned that, when I learned universal law, then I've come, it has really impacted me in the most beneficial way, because I no longer yell at my family, or upset at my family, rather, although I never yelled at them, but I'm not upset at them. I don't get frustrated anymore, when I see them, participating so willingly in this matrix. I don't do that anymore, because I understand that we all have our part to play in this grand play, in the grand scheme of things. And so, because I understand that, I understand that, I understand that, I always hope that they become awakened and conscious. But I do understand that they also have their part to play, and they're playing their part. There always is a polarity, and we have to understand that. And so, what's most important is that we come together, those of us that are conscious, that we come together, and we align with those that are on that same frequency. That is where the power is. Always coming together with someone that is on your frequency, to raise the vibrations. That's important. That's the most important. We got to do more of that. We really do. We really do. And messages are starting to come back to, its telepathic form. I just contacted a girlfriend of mine yesterday, and she was like, I was literally just thinking about you. And it's happened to me, or where I was thinking about someone, and the next thing I know, my phone is ringing and it's that person, or I'm getting a text and it's that person. And so, that's starting to come back, and be activated. So it's a beautiful thing. So yeah, I just wanted to share that, with you all, and I truly hope that it was beneficial. He and she that have an ear, let them hear. Continue to do your self work, but please know who you are. Learn who you are. Do not depend on anyone outside of yourself to tell you who you are. Please speak to the griot of your family. That is the one that keeps the family's history. That is the one that keeps the records of the ancestry. Okay? If you don't have a griot, talk to others in your family. It could be an older cousin, a great cousin, 3 or 4 times removed, and someone that you haven't spoken to in a long time. They're your family, or maybe a family friend that may have hung around your family, and they may have some information. Leave no rock unturned or stone unturned when it comes to finding out who you are, and start to put those leaves on the branches. Sign up for, ancestry.com account and other accounts. There are many others that you can sign up for, where they go into archival records and it can help. But most importantly, connect with your family. That's what we used to do. Remember, at family reunions, and we get together and we sit at that wooden picnic table and get us a plate, and we start to talk about family. We start to talk about great grandma and great great grandma and great 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 grandma and grandpa and our great aunts and uncles. Remember that. Get back to that. Throw one of those. Throw a cookout. That's what I meant to say. Throw a cookout. And a family gathering. I thought I said picnic, which that's a word we should not be using, but I realized I didn't. But yeah, throw a family gathering, and and invite family, so that you all can sit around and time travel together. That's a form of time traveling. When you are putting those leaves on the branches of your family tree, that is a form of time travel. Time travel. Eat some good food, healthy food, I hope. Okay. Okay. and time travel and get those leaves put on those branches and find out how magnificent you are. You'll be amazed at what you find. It's very important. Start to get those names, write them down. Write them down. It's important. You'll be amazed at what you find. Trust me. Okay? All right. So until next time, you all be good. If anybody doesn't have any more questions, I'll wait and see. Does anybody have any questions? I'll wait and see if anybody has any questions. Anybody have any questions? And I want to see those mini communities. You guys, what I am trying to do is really figure out exactly which land I am going to solidify my land, like purchase my land in. I'm all prepared and ready. I have everything in line. I'm just really meditating, and it's going to happen in a matter of the next few weeks. So I'm really meditating to make sure. Okay, and I'm thinking on more than one place, but I feel a pushing within myself, and I always listen. I always listen, and so I'm about to make this purchase, and I just am really doing the work to make sure that it's in the very best place for us. And I just want to see you guys doing the same thing and building your mini communities, coming together with like-minded lights and just doing it together. We're better together. We're stronger together. We really are. We really are. All right. So if you guys don't have any more questions, I say until next time, you all be good. Peace, love, and light. Thank you.